we need to talk about Movistar Riders. In Cologne, they played Inferno to a level most elite teams would envy. Let's take a look at some of their key players and some of their key plays that allowed them to be so successful. I'm KingT, roll the intro.
Goodness, it looked like they were going to avoid danger, but instead they've gone right to it. Mopos might have opened with the first. And Perfecto making contact first is dead. They don't... After one, it's Movistar taking the pistol.
It's Movistar riding Spanish Counter-Strike into the history books right here tonight.
Before we get into this one, if you want to see more content from me, like and sub. It's pretty simple. Mopos has the perfect blend of confidence, intelligence, and insanity that every banana player needs. This allows him to generate opening kills at an absurd rate, the likes of which I've really never seen. Across 50 rounds of Inferno play at Cologne, Mopos picked up 19 opening kills with a success rate over 70%. This efficiency in opening duels is usually only seen on passive AWPers and other low volume opening attempters. It's also not maintainable long term, but it was fun to see a tier 2 player put the big boys in their place. Let's see what this statistical anomaly looks like on the server. There are 3 types of banana fights that Mopos can take on the T side. The first is a classic direct aggression, going straight into banana with pace to challenge the CT hold. In this round, he catches Bit transitioning to the top of the broken wall, a spot Bit has gone to in the past to counter top banana smokes. Mopos gets ahead of the timing and he catches a freebie. The next example is a little different. It's quite a delayed timing from Mopos' entry into banana, and he waits out a little bit of that CT util. Now, the first thing he waits out is a Molotov, he then gets the deep smoke thrown down, and he flashes himself through that smoke in order to get into banana itself. Once he's at logs, he's undetected thanks to that flashbang, and he uses his position to pick off Bit for one of his 7 opening frags on the youngster. This final opener is the most textbook banana play of them all. The util set Movistar deploy confirms that they have banana space, allowing Mopos to get up to the broken wall. They then molly sandbag and nade in front of it in order to make sure that Bit, the banana player at this point, is forced back to the bomb site. Now at this point Movistar cut noise. And what I love about Mopos in this round is the care and precision he then uses to clear top banana and eventually reach the site. Bit peeks out, not expecting to see someone, and Mopos gets a freebie. The ensuing push into the bomb site is underwhelming, but that's on the rest of Movistar Riders, not our opening god. Time for G2 to get bullied for a while now. The first few openers Movistar Riders actually generated were from SunPayus on this CT side. He got some nice timings on his peeks into banana and his peeks down mid. Pretty courageous to take these fights, but he caught out a very sloppy G2 side. Come round 9, we start to see Mopos' banana presence again. In this round, the initial utility set is designed to prevent a team making their way up to the broken wall. The molly that follows up forces NETs lurking in the middle of banana to step forward or hide in logs. It's accompanied by a flash which would make any team moving forward a pacifist. Mopos then steps out to clear the angles and spots Nico ducking into cover. He pre-aims, waits for the step, then hits the shot. Round 11 we see Mopos' intelligence on full display as he reads G2's counterplay perfectly. Movistar use a Molotov and a smoke to cut banana in half. This secures the upper half for themselves. Mopos then flashes to allow himself to get in behind the car. With this smoke, there is only one way for the T's to face him. Mopos checks it, hits the shot, and gets away safely. As I'm sure you all understand, T-side openers are so valuable thanks to the way they split the CT defense. Mopos' banana impact means that the A site is perennially weak, either through an early banana stack or an early rotation off the bigger bomb site to make up for the lack of numbers at the B side. The other option is to play B with only one man once the opener happens, essentially playing retake and gambling on your anchor to perform miracles. On the other side of things, Mopos' presence in banana forces T-sides to respect him. This leads to fewer banana rushes and less banana pressure in general, allowing Mopos to hold B solo to start rounds very safely, as the opposition are forced to go looking for other ways to get map control. Movistar Riders can then go for some of their more exotic setups with relative security. Speaking of A setups, let's dive into our second featured player. Seeing as he's always in the headlines, I thought it best to talk about SunPayus too. As the floating AWPer on the CT side, SunPayus contributes in a variety of ways. The two that are most influential are his opening attempts and his mid to late round info plays around the mid area. I must point out, however, that SunPayus is only a factor on the defensive end of the game. His T side is primarily in the role of nade dispenser, so we'll be ignoring that as it's quite boring. Let's start against G2, where SunPayus was a key contributor in Nico getting bullied on the first half of play. First example is spawn based. Round 7, SunPayus has the optimal banana spawn. He throws a flashbang off the corner so it pops right in front of the car before sliding across to peek from the right side. He gets the pick on the nade fiddling Nico and can retreat safely behind the fallen smoke. The other quite important part of his game is his intuitive peeks around top mid during the mid round. Let's take this example here against NAVI. NAVI gets the opening frag in second mid and the T's throw top mid utility, but then the map goes quiet for quite a while. Movistar Riders then have very little information on the movement of their opposition, so this is when SunPayus goes for that peek into middle. It's a risk, but allowing teams to go for contact plays or full-on executes from out of nowhere can lose you rounds, even when you're a man up. The punch you don't see coming knocks you out, and the same logic applies here. That's why it's worth taking that risk, allowing SunPayus to make that move forward, take the space back if it's empty, or find a pick as he so often did in those two very important games. Alright, let's conclude because I'm really burning up in here. They lost Inferno to Liquid, but I think there's one Latvian explanation as to how that happened. Movistar Riders still won that series, but then obviously they got out-vetoed by FaZe because basically everyone does. They don't currently have a map pool deep enough to compete with the elites, but currently with the top 10 in shambles, the elites, well, it's about 3 teams, so everyone else is ripe for the picking, as they showed in Cologne. Now, of course, a bunch of teams are now making moves. They're going to try and address these problems because realistically, if you're spending that much money to be a part of these big leagues, you shouldn't be getting absolutely demolished by a tier 2 team from Spain. I mean, of course, the other idea is that potentially tier 2 Counter-Strike in Europe has gotten to that level where aside from money, there isn't too much separating these orgs, but that's a conspiracy theory for another time. What was so great to see is that with these teams struggling, not really having a great identity, no great purpose, not really feeling like as cohesive, it's cool to see that a team with lower brand recognition and maybe individually some lesser skilled players shine through and actually put on a great display of Counter-Strike. If you enjoyed, I ask again, please like and sub, leave a comment for the algorithm, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.